What is it that gives us good conversations, good connections, and a full and vital life? A love of paradox is what grants these things. Gives us good conversations, we talked about that last week. Gives us connections. How? To connect to someone else means seeing from our humanity into their humanity. What do I mean by that? What I mean is we walk around the world with a mask on, with a persona, with a character that helps us navigate the environment. So, in a professional context, perhaps we are more polite and we are more orderly. In a friendship context, perhaps we are more impulsive or charismatic. But in all of these contexts, we are doing some form of trade-off. We are never wiping the slate totally clean, getting rid of all of our anxiety, getting rid of all of our comedy. We are never doing any of these things. But we are emphasizing different parts of ourselves, for sure. So, within that, then we have to recognize that there is something behind the performance. So if we have a friend who is getting quiet for some reason, over the last month they have gotten quiet. Is that because they are turning over a new leaf? Is that because they are becoming a new person? Or if we see into the invisible part, past the visible, past the obvious, past the kind of data, and we look past that into the humanity, is there a chance that they are looking for a quiet moment to have a serious conversation? If we have a friend who is getting angry, who is getting overwhelmed in some sort of way, are we seeing just getting on the defense, you're wrong, and it turns into a battle? Or are we seeing past the anger, hey, what are you trying to protect? What's important here? Can we get on team together? Perhaps. If we have a friend who is neurotic, very emotionally sensitive to the room, to the environment, to other people, always keep in mind that that could be the side you're seeing, and they might not offer that in a professional context or in a competitive landscape. But if you're receiving that side of them, perhaps it is because they are worried that you are missing some of the data going on, that you are not being sensitive to the emotions, to the environment. And again, having that conversation, okay, behind the chaos, what's the order? We do agree that this is our priority. Yes, 100%. So it is only by getting past the very shallow, very first level of communication that we can connect to someone truly. Good examples of this. If you are talking to family or close friends and they ask you how your day is going and you say it's going okay, they know the 10 different ways that you say it is going okay because they understand that the first level data, those words, if I typed them into the computer, it would have one response. But they know that there's a few different cadences, there's a few different rhythms, and that unlocks behind the okay is something's not okay. I'm putting up a show, I'm burnt out, I'm actually pretty happy but don't want to put it in here at the moment, or I'm trying to hide something, or da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's loads. And we've all gotten caught out just trying to hide our smiles when we were teenagers or something like that. So, what exactly does that mean to love the paradoxes? Because if we aim this in the way, then that gets us to connection, then that gets us to that full, filled and vital life. What are our paradoxes? I have love inside me and I have anger inside me. How? Love keeps me open to the world, to possibility, to connections. Anger makes sure that I have boundaries and limits. Okay, so the anger is actually, those two are knitted in together. I love my family. Therefore, I have anger around certain aspects of it to make sure that they are protected in the way that I think that they should be. And therefore, if I truly aim it in the way, this lens, this way of loving paradox, I can try to untangle and unwind. Because, very importantly, as much as we want to love the paradoxes in the way, we also have to see if it maps onto what we want, what we say we want. I want to be a loving person in all situations, and yet this anger, this whatever other emotions. Go for your 7 deadly sins, sloth, jealousy, wrath, all of that. It comes in. So it has a purpose, but is it actually matching up to the purpose that we say we want? Beautiful. If we truly love that, unravel that, and allow those energies to move without trying to suppress them down and cement them, make them a fixed thing, make them a cold and dead and still thing, then we will have this moving energy where we'll have vitality, have life. Fantastic. To offer that to someone else is the act of love. It is the act of staying open, even when you are getting their prickly sides, or even when you are getting their very sunny and bright sides. You are trying to see in behind. So if it is all sunny and bright, hey, genuinely, what's going on? Or you seem so happy right now, what are you trying to run away from? Like, what's the thing that's like driving you here? How did you get to be so happy? What is it that like pushes you in this direction? Because the amount of examples of comedians who have had a tough childhood is ridiculous. Now, do we always want to stay in that space? No, of course not. But if we are aiming it at the paradox and not at the past. So we were saying, okay, so because of the past, you have this drive and ambition. You have this love and you have this anger. You have this need to connect and this need to be alone. You have this need to be sensitive to the environment and this need to be stoic and just steady. All of these qualities are very complex. So let's not try to simplify them. Let's not try, like, this is why I'm trying to say it's a love of paradox. It is not trying to find a single answer. It is not trying to capture someone into a space. But very importantly, it does stop us from getting lost in our performances. It does stop us from over-identifying with our characters. It does stop us from flattening ourselves into a two-dimensional sort of character, where I am the one that carries. How many people have gotten crushed by that? I want freedom. I want no structure at all. I want freedom to create and enjoy life. How's that working for our society at large at the moment? I want connection to others, and I'm terrified of sitting on my own. I want to be on my own on the mountaintop, and when I go back for Christmas dinner next week or this week, all of those emotions start coming up again. All of these things. We do not want to flatten ourselves into a two-dimensional character. We don't want to think that we have the answer. We want to eternally explore the mystery and have that be the love that drives us forward, because that is the key for life and vitality, for the never-ending pursuit. To recognize it will never end. Even when we end, people will pursue it past us. Scientists have progressed. They have stood on the shoulders of giants, and we are still standing on the shoulders of giants, and we are still progressing further. How beautiful is that? We have a more authentic world now than we did beforehand, because people kept trying to pursue what it means to be authentic. This is your arts. This is your culture, is trying to show what is on the inside to the outside, and then also trying to explore what is it that we're actually sitting in. What is this matrix? That favorite word that everyone keeps throwing around now, understanding absolutely none of it, but that's for a different video perhaps. All to say, a love of paradox is no easy feat, and yet if we look at when we connect the most deeply, the most profoundly, we will find that there is paradox. We will find moments where we are on a hilltop, where we're looking up at the night sky, where we're in a forest, where we're looking out into the ocean, and we are humbled. We feel so small in front of something so vast. And yet that calls us forward, that gives us life. Other times we dominate, we master a skill, we overcome some difficulty, and we're like, I am bigger than, and this is fantastic. And yet there's something even like, and yet the journey doesn't end. It's Christmas week. Merry Christmas, guys. I hope this helps you connect to family. I hope this allows you to soften as you meet the very pointy edges of all the family and friends, as they come in harsh from their work, from their lives, and they all come together and all these worlds start to collide, and you feel the gears start to grind because we all have our own individual worlds now because of technology, because of the internet, because of our echo chambers. We all have that. And our language is becoming very isolated and separate as well. So as we come in together, if you love the paradox, you will find the humanity. You will be able to overcome. You will be able to build bridges across those divides. And that is what we need. So, Merry Christmas, enjoy the holidays, and give a hug. Give love to your family and friends. Until next time, guys.